Hi, Mike Crow here with the Millionaire Inspector community once again, and today I'm very fortunate to have with me Don Seba from Arkansas. And Don has been with us for a number of years, and one of the things I love about him is that he was actually not even in the inspection business when he joined the inspector community here, and so that was kind of cool. Don, thanks for being willing to sit down and share a little bit. One of the things we're trying to do today is help people understand one of the secrets you learned in growing your business, because you're quite successful at what you've done. What's one of the secrets you know that has really taken your business from scratch to where you are now? And before we get there, so let me back up for a second. Before we get there, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you started and where you're at now?
Well, I started as a licensed architect that built homes. So I've been doing that for the design build business for almost 20 years. I helped at a food pantry for a while, for 6 years, and ended up being a pastor. And then when it was time to get back into business, everybody was building, and so I thought, I just had a bad feeling about getting into the construction business again. So I went to an ASHI convention, and guess who I heard? Mr. Mike Crow here. And I knew when he started talking about systems that I needed to be with Mike Crow. Because I had been in the business, like I said, for 20 years, and I didn't have systems. And so I was limited on what I could do. And I have found out that the secret to any business, not just home inspection business, but the secret to any business is having a system down so that you can say, this is done, and now I can take on the next item and put that in place, and that system is done. And that's led me to actually creating a home inspection report. It's allowed us to go into different areas and to be more than what we could be just because of systems. Systems is what it's all about. And that's what Mike said from the very beginning, the very first day that I met him.
Yeah, and Don's a little bit aggressive in what he does, and so I've been very proud of him. I mean, he actually even hired me to come out, and I actually went out to your house, and from the very get-go, even showed you the routine we did through the kitchen. We inspected your own kitchen, I remember, and we actually even rode together and visited some of the real estate offices. And it was even hard for you to get started into some of those real estate offices, but those real estate offices really respect you now, don't they?
They do, and it's because of some of the unique things that we do now. And if you come to the next 3 days of secrets, you'll see those.
Well, you've been to how many 3 days of Secret Revealed now?
Oh, I've been to probably 5 or 6 of them.
5 or 6 of them, wow, because you've been at this a good while. You know, the other thing I think was one of the big things that we even were talking about in a meeting not too long ago was how some people do really long reports, 30, 35 pages, 40 pages, and you've really taken the report that I used over the years and created your own version of it, but it's very simple, it's very straightforward. How important do you think it is having a simple report that the buyers and agents can understand easily compared to having to go through a longer report?
Well, it's the report area of home inspection is obviously one of the main areas that you want to systematize. And what I learned from Mike is that instead of doing it room by room, what you needed to do was actually, and not trying to hit on the word system, but you need to do it by systems, not rooms. And so, in other words, you talk about a plumbing system, and you talk about the structural systems, and not each room and is it going to fall down, or tell everybody that the door functions, but and then go on. So it's so much better to do it by systems, and then to go ahead and have a simple summary sheet that the realtors can actually take in their hand and know that they don't have to go through 54 pages of a report and try and make sure, in the back of their mind they're thinking, I wonder if I missed some item that needs to go on the repair addendum.
And you've actually even put a repair addendum together, or a summary for your report, right?
Yes, our report actually has an addendum summary, much like yours, But we do not have to have a summary sheet anymore, because our addendum summary is the summary sheet.
Yeah.
And then we put buyer recommendations on the back of that. So never again will I ever do a summary sheet, because our report doesn't require that.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. Any last words? If somebody's brand new and thinking about getting into home inspections, or they're in home inspections but they're still new, what's one last thing you might want to tell them that they need to be prepared for or learn to do to succeed?
Well, there's one other thing that Mike has taught me and everybody else that's been successful here. And that's the understanding that we are not in the home inspection business. We're in the marketing business. And it doesn't matter if you're a plumber or a framer or you're a photographer. You're not in that business. Every one of us is in the marketing business. We do home inspections.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is the number one
important
thing that you need to take away, is that you're a marketing person.
Well, there you go. Guys, this is Don Siba. I will tell you that he has created his own software reporting system, and I know several people that are using it, and we talk about it every time we get together. So getting your report together is probably one of the biggest pieces of developing your systems. I don't sell software. I'm not getting into that business anytime soon. There are a lot of great guys out there. Don is one of those, and so when you get a chance, you see him, say hi to him, ask him about his report. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Well, thank you very much. This is Mike Crow, and as I normally will tell you, to be successful, be around people that are successful. And Don, thank you for being one of those. Thanks.